Hey guys, Cece coming at you with another video, and this is another edition of Friday Favorites. So I'm so excited to do this Friday Favorites because it is not just my beauty favorites for the week. This edition of Friday Favorites are my favorite palettes. So I'm really excited to do this video because I have some amazing palettes here that I really want to show you guys, and some of them you've probably seen a bunch before, some of them maybe not so much. So I just really want to get them out there, show them to you guys. If you like them, definitely let me know how you like them down below, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so the first palette that we'll start with is not one that you guys will probably think that I would even put in this video, but I did because it's definitely a favorite of mine and one that I use every single day, and this is my Eyebrow palette. This is by the brand Salon Perfect, and I got it from Walmart probably a little over a year ago. And this is how it looks. As you can see, I use the crap out of that shade, and I usually set my brow pencil with these two shades here. There are 4 matte shades. You have a highlighting shade, a very dark charcoal color, a lighter brown, and then you have this chocolate brown here. So 4 amazing shades for your brows. It comes with this little tiny mirror, but I never use it. But just an amazing palette, and it was really affordable, like $5, and it has so many uses. I've used it for so many different things. I've even done eye looks with this palette, but I love it. Gorgeous palette, gorgeous. I have nothing else to say about it. The first palette that I want to show you guys is my 10 color professional blush palette from BH Cosmetics, and it has 10 gorgeous blush shades in it. Really pretty. As you can see, there's like a purplish there, an orange, just really pretty colors. I absolutely love this palette. I've had this palette for a little over, might have had this palette for about 2 years now, but it's a gorgeous palette. When I travel, I like to take this palette, so I'll just have so many different options, and I'm not bringing 5, 6, 7 different blushes because I want different looks. I can take this one palette and it folds very flat, so you're able to stick it anywhere in your luggage if you're going somewhere. The next palette is a concealer palette, and this is my 10 color Camouflage concealer palette from BH Cosmetics. I'm going to warn you guys, it looks pretty disgusting on the inside because I use it so much, but there it is. And the reason I love this palette so much is because it has these peach shades here and these salmon colors, and that is great for covering under eye bags and circles or whatever else you may have. So if you have not checked this out, definitely pick this up. This is an amazing investment, and it's only, I think, $10, and BH Cosmetics is always having a sale, so you can always find this at a discounted rate. Next, we will get into eye palettes, and we can start with the smaller eye palettes first, and this one is the Wet n Wild Vanity palette. And this one is no stranger to YouTube at all. Very gorgeous palette. I mean, so many ladies rave about this palette, and I'm gonna sit here and do the same. It is the most amazing little neutral drugstore palette ever. The colors are just so pigmented and beautiful. There's not much fallout from these shades or these shadows, and it has 3 matte shades here and then 3 shimmer shades on this side, and this can also be used as brow powder as well. This is such a multitasking palette, and I definitely use this probably 4 to 5 times a week, no matter what makeup look I'm going for. One of the colors in here definitely serves me a purpose, maybe 4 to 5 times a week. So next little palette that I have is the Urban Decay Naked Basics. And I was so on the fence about getting this little palette because I'm like, I have Naked 1, I have Naked 2. Do I need this Naked Basics palette? But it was $27. It wasn't the normal $50. So I went ahead and got it, and it was all matte shades, so you can't beat that. You can take this palette with you wherever you go, and it just travels so nicely. It's so small, so compact. You get 6 beautiful shades, and 5 of them are matte, and then you have Venus here, which is a shimmery shade. And like I said, just gorgeous shades. You can make all different types of looks with this, lighter looks, smokier looks, whatever you're trying to do. This will definitely work for you, I promise. And it's totally different from the Naked 1 and Naked 2. So you're not getting a dupe of those palettes. So don't think that, because that's what I thought at first until I swatched it. Then I was in love with it and I had to have it. So keeping on with the Urban Decay theme, the Urban Decay Naked 1 and Naked 2. I do have both of these. Do I think both of these are necessary? Probably not, honestly. But Urban Decay just has such amazing shadows. I love their shadows. Love the pigmentation. Love the consistency of the shadows and the texture of the shadows. They're pretty amazing. But that's the Urban Decay Naked 2. And the Urban Decay Naked 2 was a lot more cool in shade tone than the Naked 1. Both of them are still very beautiful. Both of them definitely still serve their purpose. I get a lot of use out of both of them. But I don't know. If I had to pick, I'd say the Naked 1 is probably the one I use the most. It just goes along with my skin tone. The warmer shades, I feel like, go along with my skin tone better than cooler shades. But like I said, I still get my use out of the Naked 2. My next palette is one of my favorites, and this is the Nude Tude palette by TheBalm. I got this on sale at Look, and it was like $18, and I got it a year ago. This palette is regularly priced at $36, so that was an amazing deal. And I just featured this in a February favorites video, so if you haven't seen that, I'll link that video below. But the reason this palette is so amazing is because the shades are not your typical neutrals. And that's why I think they call it Nude Tude, because it has a neutral feel to it, but you still get your fun pop of colors. I mean, honestly, it has a nice little burgundy in here, some pinks, just really pretty shades. And like I said, they're different. They're not like the Naked 1. They're not like the Naked 2. So I love this palette. It really allows me to be different without going too far outside of the box. So I can definitely use this still for work. My last palette, I'm on the fence about it, but this may be my favorite eye palette that I own. And this is the Lorac Pro Palette. Now, again, I know you guys have seen this palette. Such a gorgeous palette. There was so much buzz about this when it first came out. And the entire top row are all matte shades, and the entire bottom row are all shimmery shades. So you're able to really create whatever look you want. And once again, just like the Nude Tude palette, this palette actually has those color differences. Like, it has your regular neutrals, but then it goes and has a deep purple. It has a nice little color called Garnet, which is like a bronzy, just like a bronzy color there. Just so pretty. It has a mauve, a champagne color. So just such different colors, and it's not like any other palette that I've ever seen. So really amazing. Lorac did an amazing job with this. The shadow texture is so great. There's no fallout. They're easily blendable, and they're so pigmented. Lorac shadows are just one of the most pigmented out there. So if you have not gotten your hands on this, get your hands on this. I promise you will not be disappointed. Alright guys, so this ends another edition of Friday Favorites. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for sticking with me. I definitely appreciate it. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at CCYvette, and follow me on Instagram at YvetteB0929. Also, don't forget to comment underneath this video, rate and subscribe, and leave me video responses. I love to see your video responses. I love them. They make me smile, so definitely do that, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. If you haven't checked out my other edition of Friday Favorites, definitely go back and check those out. I will link those below as well, and I love you guys. See you in the next one.